Yeah, that's funny. I had a call in January as well, April. That's funny. It was a CPI day. Aside from
Coinbase
that,
launch. Easy buy the rumor, sell the news event, amongst other things.
there you go. So this is interesting because see, according to which I think y'all and maybe you could speak to this a little bit too. According to Coin Market Cap, you've got a $50 billion market cap, which I think you have a different definition. But Solana has about a $55 billion market cap. The 24-hour volume on your coin Hex is $29 million.
Yep.
The 24-hour volume on Solana is 100 times that at $2.8 billion.
Yep.
Are you suggesting that this lack of daily trading volume is actually good for appreciation?
Oh, yeah. Volume is how you measure how much the users are being victimized. See, you, as a speculator, you don't make money on volume. You lose money on volume. Volume enriches two parties. Exchanges that want to see you causing volume to get hit with fees, and market makers that want to see you causing volume to pay bid-ask spreads and fees.
But hold on.
Speculators don't make money on volume at all.
My understanding, and maybe this is where I just want you to fill in for the audience, is that if I have higher volume, I have tighter spreads because the order book is larger. If I want to sell a Hex and there's a lack of volume, then how can I actually get Hex out? What you're suggesting is
that's not how that works.
Hey, if you want to take it out, you get punished essentially, so you're incentivized to keep it in. Is that kind of the reverse psychology you're suggesting?
Well, no, people just conflate all these things. So they conflate mistakenly that volume is related to order book thickness. Order book thickness is how good order execution you get. It's how much slippage you have to pay. And so if you go to matcha.xyz or 1inch.io and you say, I want to sell $1 million of Hex right now, let's go do that real quick. 1inch.io. Launch
So
DApp.
I've never heard of this exchange. What is
sure.
that?
So the majority of liquidity for Ethereum, the largest, thickest order books in the world, are online, on-chain. They're no longer in centralized exchanges, which is beautiful because this means that you can see who's buying, who's selling, what else they own, when they might have stakes ending, what they usually do when their stakes end. It's beautiful and open and transparent, the most transparent trading in the world. When you go on a centralized exchange, you don't know who you're bidding against. You don't know if it's the exchange or in-house market-making team. You don't know whether they're spoofed bids that will get pulled to see who's trying to get order execution. It's trash. Centralized exchanges are garbage. They make you beg for your own money. They get hacked all the time. Billions of dollars have been lost to centralized exchanges. So the majority of Hex trading is online, which is, by the way, why the volume number is so low. Because when these other coins list on centralized exchanges, you know what they do? They get fee-free trading accounts. And you know what they do with their fee-free trading accounts? They put tons of bids and asks in between the spread, and they do tons of volume, but the price never actually moves. It's disgusting.
Yeah, I sense your frustration with the market makers. I'm not sure I agree with order book. With volume.
Well, no, I'm going to give you the math right now. I'm going to give you the math right now. Okay, if you want to sell $1 million of Hex right now,
1 inch, right? 1inch.io.
Well, this is
your example, right?
Well, this is just an order aggregator. So there's liquidity pools and Uniswap and SushiSwap. They're at about a 60 and 30% ratio, maybe another 10% in Bancor and Balancer. And what you do is you spread your order automatically using these aggregators like matcha.xyz or 1inch.io, which I have nothing to do with, and it spreads your order across all the liquidity to get you a better price. Because otherwise, you're going to push up the price on one order book, and then an ARB bot is going to come and sell down your high price, buy up the low price. You're just making ARB bots rich. So aggregators stop ARB bots from getting rich, and they give you more money because it makes you the ARB bot. So right now, if you were to sell $1.5 million of Hex, you'd get 3% slippage. If you were to sell $1 million of Hex, you'd get 2.65% slippage. Do you need to sell more than $1 million of Hex in a single market order instead of using a limit order and being the liquidity yourself and earning that fee yourself?
Well,
I don't think you do.
I mean, I'm looking at your daily volume. I mean, this is almost similar to just saying 1 divided by the 24 or 29 whatever daily volume. You're about that 3% of the volume. The concern so much.
Go look up the volume on Apple.
1%.
Go look up Apple's volume compared to their market cap. Our volume to market cap ratio is very reasonable.
Okay, we can compare that. I guess my question is if.
Oh, by the way, how much volume should you get on a coin that people on average lock up for 6 years? How are they going to trade it when they lock it up for 6 years, dude? Like, hey, what happens with something that people only buy and they lock up for 6 years? Oh, and has better security than Bitcoin. And by the way, you can look at the price charts. If you go to lookintohex.com, you can see the price chart from when Ethereum launched, when Bitcoin launched, and when Hex launched. And Hex is just doing the same things they did at a higher inclination. This is not unprecedented.
How many people are staking?
400,000.
What percentage of your wallets are staking?
I think only 9.5%, which is why the ROI is 40%.
9.5% are staking. That means 9.5-ish% is locked up.
Yeah.
So if 90% decided today I wanted to sell some and our volume,
the price would go to zero.
But we didn't have a large order book.
Yeah, the price would go to zero.
What would happen then?
As a matter of fact, I think you could drive the price close to zero if 4 or 5 wheels wanted to do it.
Isn't that a concern?
Yeah, it is a concern. You know what else it's a concern in? Bitcoin, which drops 85% every 3 or 4 years, Ethereum, which dropped 95%, which Hex never did, and Bitcoin, which dropped 65% in 14 days for COVID. It's a concern for all cryptocurrencies. I'm the only person in crypto that tells you that all of these things drop 85 to 95% sometimes. Hex just dropped 80% a few weeks ago. Now it's up 250% in the last 14 days. You want the highest performing asset in the world? Volatility is the price you'll pay. A million percent in 2 years? You're going to have to pay a volatility price for that.
It's an interesting argument. We'll maybe circle back.
Ready? Watch this. You could have bought Hex January 5th of last year, sold it on a double, 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 or sold it on a double again. And then just be sitting risk-free with all of your extra profit. Like, I don't know.
That sounds like a CNBC article. If
sell the
only
news
you would
on
have
those, right?
invested $1,000.
Well, but they're all true. Like, people say there's no free money. It's a complete and total lie. Let me tell you all the free money that's in crypto. I got Bitcoin for free by double-clicking an EXE 10 years ago. But people that were in Bitcoin got Hex for free 2 years ago. People that were in Bitcoin got Bitcoin Cash for free, XLM for free, Byteball for free, and XRP for free. Oh, and by the way, Hex users got 1inch for free, Uniswap for free. People that used Gitcoin got GTC for free. There's free coins coming out the ears. If you used that NFT platform, I can't remember what it's called, the most popular NFT platform, they just had a free airdrop for those guys on Solana. There's free money coming out your ears in this thing. But if you use the old logic that if it's too good to be true, it's not, you will lose millions of dollars of opportunity. This is the one industry in the world where the old logic, it doesn't work. Now, look, it's full of scams. There's tons and tons of scams, tons and tons of rug pulls. Things go to zero all the time. Bitcoin.org was hacked just a month or two ago. And I had to do a live stream because Satoshi doesn't have the balls to do one, or he's dead. So I have to save Bitcoin's users from Bitcoin.org, the core website. I'm the only one telling the truth in this whole industry. But then when I do interviews, people come at me hard like I'm scamming. I've been retired for 20 years. I write self-help books. I do self-help videos. Go look at the oldest books on my YouTube channel. I'm the Giving Tree. I call the top on the day for free. No paid group. I am the best person in cryptocurrency, period, by far. I've raised the most money for charity, $27 million.
So far, you're being very transparent with the risks.
Oh, yeah.
I ask you questions, and you're transparently answering them.
Yeah.
So thank you.
My pleasure.
Now, and of course, it's up to the users themselves to make up their own decision as to whether they want to invest or not. Let's talk. I want to just briefly go back to this comment you made because I thought it was very interesting. I wrote it down. You said you have this Nobel Prize worthy system of essentially being able to get people to lock up their money for 8 years where they can't take out their principal for 7.5 without getting penalized. Is this attractive to people?
Yeah, very, extremely. You see, people, I'll tell you the secret to cryptocurrency, okay? Because I'm the most honest person in this industry. The only thing that drives prices up is buying and holding. And getting you to buy and hold are narrative memes. And it depends on what memes you fall for. You like pretty JPEG pictures and you want to buy a serial number loosely related to a JPEG, which may or may not still be hosted on the internet. Millions of people are falling for that one. The price goes up. Okay. Maybe you fall for the throughput meme. We need more empty chains. Okay. Maybe you fall for BSC or ETC, or, hey, my new PulseChain has got 4 to 10 times the throughput. Maybe you fall for that one. But in the end, you falling for a narrative meme that never came true anyway, like programmable money, you can't program Bitcoin to wake you up in the morning. You can't program it to do anything. It's a joke. Like peer-to-peer digital cash, nobody's using it for digital cash. You got to wait sometimes 3 hours to get a single confirmation. Get out of here. It's a joke. But all that matters, oh, by the way, you can't use it anywhere either. You can use it less places now than you could in 2017. But none of that matters. None of those narrative memes that everyone thinks is so important matters at all. The only thing that actually matters is buying and holding. And guess what? There's only two people that get rich in crypto. The people that buy and hold and the founders. Founders of exchanges, founders of currencies, people that buy and hold. Traders get wrecked. They get annihilated. They provide extra yield for the people that don't get wrecked. And so why don't just be honest about it and monetize it and pay people to do the only thing that works anyway, which says, you know what? They're going to inflate Bitcoin to pay miners to destroy the environment. Why don't we inflate HEX to pay speculators to hold the price up? And then we defend the network's price like Bitcoin miners defend the hash rate. And you have less negative externalities. People don't get wrecked by fees, providing volume to exchanges to make exchanges rich. By the way, isn't it a little disgusting that the Coinbase founder made more money than founder of Bitcoin did? The Coinbase founder made more than Satoshi did. And that's the opposite of decentralization. It's not good.
I don't imagine you're very bullish on the Bitcoin Lightning Network, but so I'm not going to ask you about that.
Garbage.
I'm going to ask you about Ethereum 2.0. What
Sure.
is that going to do to HEX?
Well, it's a really good question.
Is it even going to happen?
It might not ever happen. And it's very poorly designed, and it's likely to have bugs. And it's been delayed and delayed and delayed and delayed and delayed, which is the nature of software, but it's a little bit unreasonably delayed. So let me tell you some of the poor design in Ethereum 2.0, which may never happen. And we're beating the market with our own features. Moving to proof of stake, awesome. Removes the destruction environment, removes negative externalities, but they did it wrong. Oh, and it helps the price because miners aren't selling it down all the time to buy electricity and enrich weird mining hardware companies in the middle of nowhere. So that's all good. The problem is that they introduced centralization and it's already cost people $100 million. So to become an Ethereum validator, you have to have 32 Ethereum. Okay, well, that's 150 grand. You got 150 grand? Oh, by the way, guess what you're buying? A job. You have to have 150 grand of Ethereum and run a server that never has downtime or you get penalized. So you have to have always uptime. If a cosmic ray bit flips your memory, you lose money. So you got to move your servers underwater or anyway. So the point is, what do people do? They don't want that job and they don't have 32 ETH, so they give their keys to somebody else. And guess what happens when you give your keys to somebody else? They steal your money or they get hacked and your money's lost. So a company out of Israel called Fireblocks was taking people's Ethereum and putting it into the Ethereum 2.0 staking contract that will give you yield. And guess at some point in the future. And guess what? They lost everybody's keys. And so what did we do in PulseChain, PulseChain.com? We said, you don't have to have 32 Ethereum to be a staker and to be a validator. You can just delegate your votes to another validator and you'll make a cut of the fees. And that's it. And so now everyone holds their own keys and it's decentralized. And if this guy goes offline, you don't lose your entire stack. You know, it's just a better design. Furthermore, we've got battle-tested software that already works and people have lost hundreds of millions of dollars to find the bugs and fix them. When Ethereum 2.0 launches, I bet you there's going to be some bugs that people got lose a lot of money to find. And so we're beating them to the market with their own feature set, which is primarily higher throughput and proof of stake to get more price movement upwards and less burning of the environment. And, you know, our test node already works and you can go see your coins on it right now. And our mainnet should be in about 2 months. So some of the things they want to do are great, but they just didn't go about it the right way.
Okay. For NFTs, which you mentioned folks need to hodl for hope.
I hate those things so much. I absolutely hate them.
How do you relate then to PulseX? Isn't that built on your network PulseChain?
So basically a good analogy is that PulseChain is a fork of Ethereum. Oh, by the way, it's only deflationary. It burns 25% of the fees and it doesn't have to mint new coins to pay miners. Even in Ethereum 2.0, they still inflate to pay the rewards. So we still have better tokenomics, even if Ethereum 2.0 was going to launch tomorrow. PulseX, so PulseChain is similar to Ethereum, very similar, like, you know, almost bit for bit copy with a proof of work rotation and improved game theory in the tokenomics. PulseX is similar to Uniswap. It's an on-chain exchange that also burns fees. And it's unique in that because we're inflating 1 million times the supply of ETH when we fork it and just giving those to the people that sacrifice to support free speech. In PulseX, people can sacrifice to support freedom of movement and assembly, some rights people forgot that we had. And then you airdrop all those people that sacrificed the free PulseX tokens. And so those guys are going to get, because the supply